Hey guys, welcome to Chefvolution. I'm Chef NCP and today we're going to be making the crab cakes with crispy rhubarb, watercress salad, sauteed asparagus and fresh mayo. And I'll be going through this video today in three sections. I'm going to start off with the prep, onto the cooking and then back to the serving suggestion. Let's get started. So today we'll start off with the mayo, just because I want to be clear. You've got there's three occasions that you need to use eggs for different parts. So just to be clear, I want to be able to separate those eggs for you and then show you what to do with them, keep them to one side. We can simply start off by just cracking your eggs for binding, your eggs for the pane, and then lastly, your eggs for your mayo. So your eggs for your mayo, you just need the yolk. So just split that yolk from the white over the rest of your eggs. And place in a mixing bowl, ready to make your mayo. Okay, I'm just going to beat these eggs together. I'm going to keep half of this egg mixture in the bowl for binding our crab cakes, and the other half I'm going to pour into a bowl for pane. That's plenty. Just place those eggs up to one side. Onto the mayo, guys. So I'm going to take half my lemon, a little squeeze, white wine vinegar, mix that together, and then in my Dijon, ready for my oil. I'm going to go in bit by bit with my oil. Start the emulsification. Less forgiving to start with. I've got a neutral oil here, guys. Use whatever oil you prefer. Bear in mind whatever oil you use. If you use olive oil, it's going to taste like olives, etc, etc. I can tell my mayo is emulsifying because the bubbles are reducing. As emulsification improves, you see less and less bubbles. Just keep going. We have a nice thick mayo. In with a bit more oil. I'm going a little bit more every time now. A little bit more than the first time. And again, you can do this in a blender if you prefer, guys. I'm just showing you the technique so you can see the emulsification becoming more and more active. Just keep going with this, guys, until it's to the thickness of your preferred mayo consistency. It does take a fair bit, so just be patient. If your arms hurt, just switch them over onto the other muscle on your arm. Like this. Different muscle. Really is coming together now, guys. Bit more oil. Should get to the point where it doesn't run back down the pan when it hits the sides or the bowl. That's what I'm looking for. Keep going. It's almost there. Once you learn how to make mayo yourself, you probably won't want to buy it again. Nothing compares to fresh mayo, fresh eggs, and then match your own palette of Dijon, white wine vinegar, and lemon juice. Just a bit more oil. You can go thicker than that if you like, guys, but just to put it into perspective, I had a full bottle of oil. I'm now halfway through that oil to 1 egg yolk, and if you just watch it slip down the pan, it's really thick. Gonna finish off now with a pinch of salt. Never season your eggs before emulsification, otherwise you'll end up with lumpy eggs. Salt is hydrophobic, guys, so it actually has an extra cooking factor, which is why a lot of chefs use salt to start off any of their cooking. It's not just for flavour, but it's 2 birds, 1 stone. Just get yourself a nice little ramekin, mayo in, and then just keep that in the fridge to chill. The cool temperature will thicken that ever so slightly as well. Perfect. Next we're over on to our potatoes. We just want a nicely peel these and chop these up as small as possible. That speeds up your cooking time, guys. It's all going to be mixed in together with your beautiful crab. So, in half, I'm just going to go for a small dice, small cubes. Good time to boil your kettle now, guys. Mine's boiled, ready to go. Straight into the pot and onto the stove top with a big pinch of salt. Doesn't need to be perfect, guys. It's all being mashed up. You want every bit of that mash. So into my big saucepan with a big pinch of salt. And cover those with boiling water straight from the kettle. Straight onto the stove. Bring that up to boil. That should take about 15 to 20 minutes, fully cooked. Doesn't matter if you overcook it, guys, because it's just going to be mashed. Next, onto my parsley. Just pick these leaves off. Pluck them off. Don't want the stalks in with our crab mixture. Can if you want. You want a super sharp knife just to roll through these leaves, making sure none of those leaves are bruised, and leaving parsley paste on your board. That's done. That's going to go in with my mix. My egg mix out the way. Okay, and also I've got some chopped spring onions. They're going to go straight into the mix as well. Mayo in the fridge. Crab out. There's a 50-50 mix of brown meat, that's where the flavour is, and your tender white meat. Just going to give that a little mix together, and that's ready for my potato. So with your rhubarb, guys, just take off any dry ends. And from here, you can see the cross section here. Just hold that there. We're going to be shaving down this side and then repeat down the other side until there's hardly anything left for our rhubarb ribbons. And these are going to be nice and crispy. Hopefully you've got a super sharp peeler. Just take your time. Just turn over and repeat. If you do have a favourite peeler, guys, just keep it away from people that might use it wrong and bend it. Okay, that's plenty for now, guys. I'm just doing one portion today anyway. nice array. Make sure your oven's preheated to 190 degrees. These are going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes. And I'm going to check them every 5 minutes or so because they're really thin. They shouldn't take too long. It's a nice season of salt and pepper and a drizzle of oil. Just toss those together, get them nice and coated in oil. They all cook evenly, and just spread those out nicely onto your baking tray with parchment paper. These will curl up and become really nice and crispy. Into the oven, guys, 15 minutes, check every 5 minutes. We have our chopped garlic here for our asparagus. That's the thing going with the sauteing. Just chop that up. And leaves to one side, ready for later. And our asparagus, guys, just chop that off. And again, just rotate that round, revealing a lovely colour underneath the skin. That's our asparagus, ready for later. Next, I'm just going to get my pane ready. So you've got your flour, panko and eggs ready for our crab mix, and we'll come back once the potatoes are cooked. So my potatoes have now cooked. They've been on for about 20 minutes. My rhubarb is nice and crispy. They've been on for about 15 minutes. I'm going to leave these to cool down and they'll be nice and crisp to garnish. So go ahead and start mashing your potatoes, guys. And then into your crab mixture to start forming your cakes. Stir that together, fully incorporate it, guys. Get your hands in there if you want. I'm allergic to eggs, so I'm just going to give it a stir before I do so. Try and reduce my contact time. Lovely smell of the crab meat. Plate. Just going to finish this mix with a nice pinch of salt and then fully incorporate spring onion, parsley, brown white crab meat and mashed potato and egg. Split these into 3 balls. You'll have 6. Just give them a little pat. And into the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes for those potatoes to cool fully down, and your crab cakes should be lovely and firm, ready for panning. So my crab cakes have been in now for about 10 minutes. Shouldn't fall apart. Just going to go one by one into the flour, nice and gentle. Fully coat my crab cakes in flour. Same again with the egg. Nice and gentle, guys. And then finally, our panko. And again, flour, nice and gentle. Egg, breadcrumbs. Last one, guys. Pick up every last bit. And there we are, panade crab cakes. Next, onto the cooking. So I'm going to start off with a nice healthy bit of oil, ready for a shallow fry. Don't go crazy, your oil will expand. And I'll bring that up to a high heat. I've got the water still there from the potatoes. I'm going to reuse that for my asparagus, but we'll come to that in a second. Just give it, if you're using fresh water, make sure you put some more salt. The crab meat's cooked, guys, so don't worry about it being raw or anything like that. I won't be giving you any uncooked shellfish. Just put a little splash of water into your oil, just a tiny bit. You can start hearing that coming up to heat. Just go in one by one, begin to cook, brown those crab cakes. I'm going to turn the temperature down straight away so that I've got a steady cook and I'm in full control. Be cool, guys, don't panic, let it do its thing. Just give it a little shake, make sure it's not stuck. Separate them, give them a little pat. I'm going to start bringing my water up to the boil, ready for my asparagus. 30 seconds to a minute, that's all it takes on one side. Starting to go nice and golden. 10 more seconds, rotate them round. Give them a little shake, make sure they're not stuck to the pan and over. Nice golden breadcrumbs. Nice and gentle. And repeat. So my water's come up to the boil now, guys. I'm just going to go in with my asparagus. Blanch those for about 3 minutes. Nice colours on my crab cakes. I'm going to put them up to the side of the pan now, guys, and rotate them in the hot oil so we have the same colour around the whole of the crab cakes. I'm on a medium-high heat, guys, for the crab cakes. If you've got gas, it's a lot easier to control. I'm happy with this one. He's ready. Just place to one side to rest. Same with this one. Ready to one side. Nice golden crab cakes. Just give your frying pan a nice clean. Ready to saute your asparagus. Back onto the heat. My pan's already hot, guys, so I'm just going straight up to a medium-high heat. In with a nice bit of oil and my asparagus. Get a nice bit of colour on those. Small pinch. Salt. Pepper. Get a nice colour. And with your garlic and a small squeeze of lemon juice. Don't let the garlic burn, guys. If it does catch, just discard it and go a little bit bitter. All I really want is that garlic to infuse with the asparagus. Perfectly sauteed asparagus. Onto the serving suggestion. So we're on to the serving suggestion, guys. I'm just going to place my crab cakes just slightly off centre. My watercress aside. Asparagus. My crispy rhubarb. And a nice spoon fresh Yeah. And there you have it, guys. Chef Aleutian's crab cakes with crispy rhubarb, watercress salad, sauteed asparagus and fresh mayo. Yes, chef.